Liberals are becoming way too snide. Liberals are paralyzed by woke culture. Liberals keep sounding apocalyptic alarms about the dreadful state of society when things have actually gotten much better. Those aren't my words, though much of it boils down to common sense. It's what some leading left-wingers are saying these days. And it's an important conversation, since the left-leaning media are heavily focused on the fringes of conservatism, especially in this conspiratorial age. The outrages and excesses of their own side often go overlooked. That's why it draws outsized attention when someone like Jon Stewart, the left's favorite comedian, implicitly rebukes his ideological brethren by proclaiming that, of course, the Wuhan lab leak theory is not Looney Tunes but likely. The latest blast from the late-night world comes from Bill Maher. The HBO host went off on liberal nuttiness, as he is increasingly wont to do. That doesn't mean that Maher, who at times is a big-time Democratic donor, doesn't still rip Republicans to shreds. But he is intellectually honest enough to be repelled by idiocy on the left. His audience laughed uncertainly, Peggy Noonan said in her Wall Street Journal column. You could tell they didn't want to get caught laughing at the wrong thing and weren't certain what the wrong thing was. Normally they're asked to laugh at right-wing idiocy, which is never in short supply. Seizing on the term, progressivophobia, Maher called it a brain disorder that strikes liberals and makes them incapable of recognizing progress. It's like situational blindness. Only what you can't see is that your dorm in 2021 is better than the South before the Civil War. The real-time audience was treated to quite a litany. The chant from gay protesters used to be, "We're here. We're queer. Get used to it." Well, we did. This is Pride Month, and it's not even a big deal anymore. America is more racist? A few decades ago, interracial marriage was illegal in this country. Yet, an overwhelming majority of Americans now say they want to live in a multiracial neighborhood. And not too long ago, I knew people who went to prison for growing pot, while now numerous states are legalizing it. He quoted actor Kevin Hart as saying, "You're witnessing white power and white privilege at an all-time high." Maher mocked wokeness as a philosophy in which what you say doesn't have to make sense. Maher is not a newcomer to spoiling the appetites of latte liberals. He's beaten up on cancel culture and the media's COVID-19 coverage, all of which makes him interesting. My favorite commentators and columnists, on the left and the right, are those who don't toe a party line. Even if they only rarely aim their ammunition in unexpected directions, it can land with explosive force. Frank Bruni gave up his New York Times column last week after a decade as a doggedly liberal op-ed voice. He's smart, a good writer and utterly predictable. Trump is horrible, Republicans suck, and so on. Still, I worried, and continue to worry, about the degree to which I and other journalists, opinion writers, especially, have contributed to the dynamics we decry. The toxic tenor of American discourse, the furious pitch of American politics, the volume and vitriol of it all. We may be encouraging arrogance and unyieldingness in our readers, viewers and listeners.